Were enslaved black people actually eaten by white enslavers, and why has that part of the history of slavery almost completely disappeared? Hi, my name is Sife, and I talk about all kinds of different shit. I have a strong passion for the black community, the indigenous community in general, actually, and I just really enjoy history. I want to tell you what we actually have historical evidence for, and then I'll share my personal thoughts. So first, yes, there are historical records and allegations of white Europeans literally consuming the bodies of enslaved Africans. Historian Vincent Woodard wrote an entire book called The Delectable Negro, examining accounts of human consumption within American slave culture. His work explores both literal allegations of cannibalism and the larger reality of black bodies being consumed through slavery, through labor, starvation, sexual exploitation, violence, and commodification. And there's the story of the Aragante? I'm not sure how to say it. In 1837, this Portuguese slave ship was captured near Cuba carrying more than 330 enslaved Africans. Survivors accused members of the crew of killing an African man, cooking his body, and then forcing enslaved Africans aboard the ship to eat his flesh. That's not even the part that stopped me. European sailors themselves were accused of cooking and eating the man's heart and liver, and historians have actually examined the surviving records of this case. Now, here's where this history becomes even more complicated. For centuries, Europeans practiced what historians now call medicinal cannibalism. Human blood was consumed as medicine. Human fat was used medicinally. Powder made from human skulls and other human remains was sold and consumed as treatment for illness. Okay. So while European colonizers were labeling Africans and indigenous people as savages and cannibals, Europeans themselves had traditions involving the consumption of human remains. And then there's another kind of consumption happening during slavery. Enslaved black people were forced to turn their bodies into commodities. Their bodies produced sugar, coffee, cotton, tobacco, wealth. Their physical lives were literally exhausted in order to create products that other human beings consumed. Historian Vincent Brown has written about plantation slavery through this idea of consumption. The human body being converted into productive energy, commodities, and ultimately wealth. And here's my personal thought. There are so many historical allegations and documented cases involving Europeans consuming enslaved Africans. Europeans themselves practiced forms of medicinal cannibalism, and an entire economic system consumed black bodies, black labor, black reproduction, black suffering, and black life to generate wealth. So maybe the question isn't only, did they eat black people? Maybe the bigger question is, how many different ways did slavery consume black people? And why were so many of us never taught about them? They don't want us to know about this shit. And you know what? I think they were eating them because they wanted to be like them. Even though the history books don't specifically say that, it's my personal thought.